Olivia Jacobson, Alessandra Parra, Sophia Campos. We've got some more people coming in. Anaya Patel, Tevin Majori, Neil Dubois, Abby Tamron, Daisy Amador, Presley Lycon, Luke Khalil Warda, Nancy Farnsworth, Amanda Wijaya. Yes, Raina's here. Raina. Evelyn Wu. Sherry Hu, Mason Jia, Kennedy Jensel, Gavin Jacobson, Emma Liu, Jenny Hu, Audrey Chang, Jen Callow, Sophia Brill, Lydia Mushabash, Travis McCaffrey, William Neeblis, Kaleo Kentir, Cambria Sock, Sydney Harris, Sophia Hurtado, Zoe Padilla, and that is our one sport group of athletes. Do we want them to still stand here? Sure, let's pack the altar. Let's go. Our two sport athletes, Sahana, Vera Wagner, Elliot Denson,
Go Savannah!
Selena Chen, McKenna Navarez, Josiah Ramia, Dylan Patel, Bryce Dunbar, Annalise Sutanto, Zayna Booth, Angie Chow, Maria Haddadi, Audrey Havashaw, Rosanna Lee, Sydney Blotzer, two sport athletes. Alright, now we're getting up into the three sports and we're starting to wonder when they had time to study. And the first one is Aiden Leone. Ethan Herrera. Kaylani Quintanilla. Zach Box. Christopher Xu. Wyatt Zhang. Madison Nguyen.
Yeah, Manny!
All right, that is our group of 3 sport athletes, and this next group is very elite. They did everything this year. They were recognized as 4 sport athletes.
Yeah, babe, you're
right. We're looking for your medal, but everybody, hey, get as loud as you can for Ethan Montana. All right, this is our first 4 sport athlete, Kenny Simmer. Sinadinos. Panos Tripanaglia. Wesley Wu. This is an amazing group right here. An amazing group. And Angie and Rosanna, I'm not sure why you're sitting down there because we called your names. Get up here. This is an amazing group. Thank you for letting them spend hour upon hour upon hour with us and work on their game, work on their craft, and just really work on who God is intending them to be for the rest of their life. Thank you very much. Thank you, athletes. We love you.
All right, we're going to start by going straight into football. Football is a really fun season. Can I have all the football players come up here? The football players, if you play football, head out here, shoulder to shoulder, use the steps, use the steps. Okay. Yeah, let's get started with football. So this is one of my personal favorite sports, given that I got to play in high school. And a lot of these kids have been playing football for a long time now. This is their 4th year playing the sport. We always run an intramural league every year, and it is my favorite league. And our champions of the intramural football league that we run here are the Oregon Ducks. So I'm going to recognize 2 award recipients. So the Oregon Ducks were led by a dynamic duo that really fed off each other's energy well. They came into their own in terms of leadership. They were obviously athletic, but every day in class, every game day, it was, hey Ross, what do you think about this defense? Hey Ross, what do you think about this play? They came up with their own playbook. And their commitment to not only each other, but also the team, making them better week in and week out. That's why these 2 people deserve these awards. So the Coach's Award for the Oregon Ducks goes to Paxton McClister. Okay. Okay, runner-up were the Yale Bulldogs. I just love that school name. no one's chosen an Ivy League in intramurals for their college mascots, so this was fun. I purposely put these two players on the same team because I selfishly wanted them to get good reps in preparation for our select team. I wanted us to go undefeated, which we did, and these two had great chemistry. It was an amazing quarterback-receiver duo. One kid was fast as lightning, and the other was incredibly cerebral. I can't say what I wanted to say. So my MVP is going to go to Ethan Foss.
Yeah, let's go,
Christopher Shue.
Ethan!
All right, next for another an Ivy League school, the Harvard Crimson. These awards are going to go to a 7th grade duo, Thing 1 and Thing 2. They're incredibly athletic. They're going to lead our athletic program next year. It was really fun to watch them play, and as a ref during football, it was really fun to watch them banter. Their team might not have done the best, but I guarantee they had the most fun. So my coach's award for the Harvard Crimson goes to Braden Nagveski, and my MVP goes to Okay, roll tide. My last team is the Alabama Crimson Tide, the only team that didn't have a true quarterback, but their MVP decided he wanted to give it a shot. He had never played quarterback before, and when he started playing, he couldn't catch a football, couldn't catch a cold if he wanted to. But he ended up being a really talented player. It was a really fun duo watching them play. They really figured out a really creative offense that I had never ran before, and it took two not only athletic players, but really two smart players. It was fun to coach them, it was fun to ref them. These two players took us far on the select team, and they took their intramural team far, and that is MVP to Wesley Wu and Coach's Award to Wyatt Zane. So, if you guys played the select team, stay up here. If you guys played intramural, head on back to your seats. Thank you, guys. All right, so there's a lot of pressure on this team to succeed, really. We had a somewhat disappointing season the year before, going 4-2. It was a 7th grade led team, and that was all 8th graders, and we had every intention of beating teams by a lot. So it was really fun to coach this team. One, because they were incredibly athletic, but they were also incredibly cerebral. I had never thrown so many concepts at this team. Between the one-handed catches, the rallying teams by 60, and then getting the nod on St. Mark's 8th grade. This team was fun and went undefeated. So give them a round of applause for just. We beat teams by combined around 250 to 20 this year. Well, those are the first 5 games. Our 6th game, we ended up winning 29 to 20. My MVP is going to go to a kid that was just a dog. This kid was a dog. If you ask this kid to run through a brick wall, he will. You ask this kid to, drive your car across the country, he will. I mean, this kid, no was not in his vocabulary. Anything I asked of him, he did. And he showed up in our championship game, dialed, showed up in every sport, dialed, and was the reason that we won. And my MVP goes to Wyatt Zane.
Yeah!
All right, my coach award goes to someone that's incredibly fast. played a lot of defense for us, and I asked him to play some offense, and he said no. He said let other guys eat, and that just goes to it's a nod to his leadership by his ability to take a step back. This was someone that would have counted touchdowns and counted receptions the year before, but he wanted to see this team eat, and he knew his role, and he played it well. And it was in our championship game. We were up by 7, trying to put the team away. We're on defense, and he pulls away with 2 sacks on 3rd and 4th down, giving us a safety to finish this game. And so not towards the mic. All right, my coach's award goes to Abdi Sinadini. Congratulations to our undefeated league champions. Alright, so I'm going to invite anybody that played volleyball, girls volleyball in the fall, to come up here. Girls volleyball in the fall. So, what I loved about this group of girls is not only did we accomplish something very special by having one of our teams go undefeated, but for the first time ever, we put together 4 select teams, which we've never done before. Our program has always been small. We've always been the nail, not the hammer. And the last 3 years, it hasn't been the case, and we've angered some teams doing so. But guess what? They better fix their attitude, because it's going to come again next year. We have a group of girls that were really committed. Going back to August, I think some of the best volleyball was played on campus when Coach Schultz and myself went back to back, going in those scrimmages in August. That was really fun, really competitive. So we are super excited. I think that volleyball is really more of a religion and a lifeblood on this campus than it is a sport, and this is where it started. So I'm going to hand the mic off to Mr. Ren, who's going to give out 5th grade and 6th grade awards.
All right, so for the 5th grade team, I wanted to recognize for our Coaches Award, Abby Tamarin. You can stay here for a second. Watching you play, I could tell that you fell in love with volleyball last summer, and I don't think you stopped playing since that. Okay. The thing about Abby is that she always wanted to get better. She would come to practice even if her team wasn't practicing. She practiced, I think, more with the 6th grade JV than she did with the 5th grade JV. And you always brought your energy, you always brought your effort, and most importantly, you brought your joy to the court every single day. And your teammates appreciate you, your coaches appreciate you. Congratulations. The MVP for the 5th grade select team is Bryn Mullen. Sorry. Bryn, you bring a focus and a determination to everything that you do. I saw it in the classroom as your teacher, and I saw it on the volleyball court once you started playing. And it all started last summer at camp. You were new to the game, and you ended up being an overhand server. You were a dependable libero, you were a great leader and teammate, and this was all as part of the first ever 5th grade JV volleyball team, and you're only a 4th grader. So you played great, and Bryn, you were a big reason for their surge at the end of the season and for their win streak, so congratulations. All right, the 6th grade JV select team. My coach's award recipient is Emma Liu. She was always wanting to know what she could do to improve. And because of that, she soon stopped questioning her ability and really started to play confident volleyball. She came into her own as a middle and oftentimes really gave the team momentum at serve 3 before she would go out. Emma is the kind of player that every team and every coach needs because she always worked on the things she felt she could do better in order to help the team to do well. Congratulations, Emma. And the MVP for the 6th grade JV Select is Amber Sylvester. You were our steady leader, and you can be counted on for strong serving runs. You made huge plays, whether you're putting the ball over on the 2nd or 3rd touch. You were our 2nd setter, and you were a player that got the team rolling when we started out slow, and you gave us a push, when we really needed it. And so I just want to say thank you. You were a great communicator on the court. You really helped us to keep our winning streak alive, especially when we had a tough game against Bethany Long Beach. You were really getting the team together when we needed to be together. So you are MVP. Congratulations. And now we'll introduce Coach Schultz.
Okay, tonight I'm proud to present the Coach's Award to someone whose effort, energy, and leadership were absolutely vital to our undefeated season. This athlete led by example. They weren't always the loudest voice in the gym, but they spoke volumes through how they played. Their court awareness, relentlessness, defense, and ability to read the game gave us a backup, and gave our hitters the confidence to swing freely, knowing there was someone behind them who always had their back. But more than just the digs, passes, and the perfect service eve, this player brought something special. When we needed someone to settle the team, to refocus, to bring fire, they were always there. Being undefeated isn't just about talent, it's about trust, teamwork, and toughness. And this libero gave us all 3. Congratulations, you've earned this award, and we're all better for having had you on our team. Congratulations, Amanda. What a season it's been, undefeated league champions. That alone is something to be proud of. But tonight I want to take a moment to recognize a player who stood out, game after game, not just for their stats, but their heart and their hustle and their leadership. Our MVP this season was the kind of player every coach hopes to have. The one who lifts up teammates after a tough point, the one who never stops competing whether we're 5 points down or 5 points ahead. This player didn't just lead us in kills, assists, digs, they led us in effort and example. Their presence on the court brought confidence to the team and fear to our opponents. More than that, they made those around them better. That's the true mark of an MVP. Congratulations, Mia.
Coach Schultz, you're too humble. Give it up for the undefeated league champions. Backstory, because we knew that we wanted to split up the varsities, and Coach Schultz, we were going back and forth about who coached who. I decided on 8th, she decided on 7th. And 7th grade, yeah, we called it a 7th grade team, but it was really a bunch of 6th graders and a few 7th graders. And, I just loved how, as the 8th grade coach, right, you're thinking, we got the older girls, right, we're going to steamroll them. And we had a scrimmage, and we steamrolled them in the first set. Second set, it got really close. And I looked at Coach Schultz, and a lot of those girls on her team, we had coached together on the club team. And, she and I had spent so much time with those 6th graders and those 7th graders in the club team, and I looked at her and I said, I think I just coached myself out of a league championship. And I said that day one, and I told her, said I had my work cut out for me. My 8th graders know I was really tough on them, and I felt that all year I was chasing 7th grade and I was chasing Coach Schultz. They were a phenomenal team, and they deserve the title of back-to-back league champs. And I told my 8th graders, I said, you know what? Yeah, tough season, losing the 7th grade, but there is a plethora of talent at this school, and I've been telling my coaching staff that there's no crying on the yacht. We are on a yacht, and we have so much talent. That's not something to be sad about. So one more time, 7th grade. Okay, now to the 8th grade. This class, obviously, I'm pretty close. I've talked for 4 years now, and it was really fun to begin my coaching career with them. I had not coached volleyball more than 2 months, 3-4 months before we took over when they were in 6th grade, and taught them in 6th grade, taught them in 7th grade, coached them in 6th and 7th grade. And we got to 8th grade, and I knew that it was time to get other girls in the program. And it was really fun to invite a lot of girls who played volleyball in 5th grade, and then they ended up coming back in 7th and 8th grade. And I had a good time, obviously coaching the kids that I had coached for 4 years, but inviting in a new group that got pretty good at volleyball. And, 2nd place. I'm not mad about it, given who we lost to, because I think that our team had to battle a lot of adversity, not only, teaching the game of volleyball to a lot of talented athletes, but also, our setter going down in the first 2 weeks of our season. So my coach's award is going to go to a new player who was new to volleyball, and she used to make fun of me for athletics and everything I did, and, I was like, you should try out, and we could really use you. And she gave it some thought, and she joined in 7th grade, tried out in 8th grade, and she was super nervous about trying out. And I always told her, I said, don't worry about it. I had known I was going to put her on the team in 7th grade. There was no doubt in my mind, but she was worried. Turned into an excellent middle, someone who was at practice every stinking day. Sometimes in 100-degree heat. And did everything in her power to not let her teammates down or let myself down. So my coach award goes to Tanner Thomas. My MVP goes to somebody that I just, she's the kind of girl that you want on your team, right? Someone that I kind of equate to a Swiss Army knife, someone who's had to play libero, outside hitter, middle, center. Her resume is long, and it's going to do her well in high school. But given that our setter, Zoe went down with an Achilles week, 2, our second scrimmage, and my MVP, went up to me and was like, I can set it. I can do it. I got this, and went in and competed at a high level. It ended up paying dividends. I believe she ended up playing a little bit of center when she went to her with her club team. Has great hands, has a great eye for the ball, is incredibly talented. I've watched this kid grow to someone, this tall, couldn't pass the ball, to someone that just showed up week in and week out and would go home and practice with her sister, practice with herself against a wall, was so devoted to volleyball, grew so much, and now truly will be a Swiss Army knife in high school. Is going to have a great high school career, and hey, maybe even college. So my MVP goes to Sophia Hurtado. Intention of keeping 4 volleyball teams next year. So recruit your friends, recruit family members that don't go to the school, and say, hey, we got a volleyball academy here at Living Savior. Give it up for our volleyball program. Yeah. Okay, now on to basketball. I'd like to invite the girls basketball team up here. Coach Pasadena and Coach Kelly McClister.
Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate this amazing group of girls. Now, I know what the scoreboard said at the end of most of our games this season, but tonight I want to talk about a different kind of victory. One that doesn't show up in stats, but means everything to a coach. These girls showed up. They worked hard. They played with heart. And even when the wins weren't coming, they didn't hang their heads or quit. They supported each other, they kept practicing, and they kept believing. That says more about their character than any championship ever could. I've never been prouder of the team. You've reminded me, and hopefully everyone who watched you play, that perseverance, resilience, and attitude matter more than the score. You played with grit, you played with joy, and with a bond that made it clear that you were all in it together. So to the team, thank you. Thank you for the laughs, the hustle, and the heart. I truly admire each of you, and I can't wait to see what you'll do next, on or off the court. So let's hear it for these incredible young ladies. Now, I want to take a moment to recognize someone who truly embodied all that made us this season. Our MVP, Kalani. Kalani was a leader in every sense of the word. She was tough, mentally and physically. Game after game, she battled through intense pressures from players who never let up on her. She scored when we needed the points. She made steals when we needed the stops. But what stood out most wasn't just her skill, it was her example. Kalani stayed composed, focused, and positive. She encouraged her teammates, she played with grit, she never lost her spirit no matter how hard the game got. She didn't just play hard, she played right. And that's what makes her not just a great player, but a leader.
I want to announce our Coaches Award, and our Coaches Award goes to a player who wasn't just coachable. When you think about the term coach and a Coaches Award, you think about someone who's coachable, and she was every step of the way. It didn't matter what it was. If we asked her to do it, she was on top of it immediately. She was a leader on the court. She made a great captain. But what I appreciated most about this player was, and she's a little firecracker, and she faced a lot of challenges on the court because she was so good and she played with such intensity. People were after her. And what I appreciated so much, being the firecracker that she is that when she came over to the sidelines and we talked her down a little bit, she immediately changed her state and she went back out onto that court and she played to glorify God. And she did it not just because it was what she wanted to do. I know it wasn't what she wanted to do. But she did it because it was what was best for her team. And that is why we're giving the Coaches Award to Angie. I just have to say, when it comes to our team, the first term that comes to mind, kind of building on what Coach McClister said, is that attitude is everything. And from day one at practice, these girls played not just with a positive attitude, but with an attitude of tenacity. They went out every single week, they practiced. Most of them had never played basketball before, but it didn't matter. They went out, they learned their skills, they listened, and they did it with a happy heart. But when we faced some adversity on the court, I'm not gonna lie, we went from having the scoreboard shut off on us our first game to an epic victory at the end, thanks to Sherry and everybody's accomplishments. Their attitude never wavered. They were always not only positive, they were tenacious, and they kept working hard. Even when we had that scoreboard shut off, it never changed the way that they played. They played with 110%, and they did it with an attitude of positivity and building each other up at all times. And it made for such a great first coaching experience. I think I speak for all three of us when I say it wasn't just a job to go out and work with you guys. It was truly a pleasure and something that I looked forward to and something I'll always treasure. And you will always be the cutest girls on the court. If it wasn't for this guy, we never would have won that final game. He was the brains behind the whole operation. So Coach Q, come on up.
I don't know how true that is, but thank you. All right, I might echo a lot of the things that were said already, but with the exception of maybe one or two, I'm not even sure there's one or two that had never played formal basketball before, but I think having pre-game nerves was an understatement for a lot of you guys. When you guys got there, it was very intense. It's a new sport. I've never been there before, but against every natural sense of better judgment, these girls showed up, gave it all, to a point to battle opponents that they knew very little about, in a sport that they were not comfortable in. It takes courage, commitment, and drive to overcome fear, and these ladies definitely demonstrated that this season. I remember hearing someone say there's no such thing as a bad plan because to execute this bad plan, you're going to pick up clues along the way and you're going to input them towards a new plan in the future that's going to result in success. And growth tends to only happen during times of adversity and discomfort. And I hope the girls team recognizes the growth they experienced this season. If you're able to remember those nerves that you felt before each game this season, as you go through new seasons of life up ahead, I hope this may remind you of a few things. That one, things aren't as bad as they seem. It's usually a lot worse up in the head. Number two, once you get there, or you're in a new situation, remember to pick up the clues along the way so you can implement those in your future plans. So what worked, what didn't work. And number three, if you keep at it, giving max effort, and you keep showing up, there will be success at some point in one form or another. With that said, I hope the girls did enjoy their season. I'm very proud to have been a very small piece in helping Mrs. Ward and Mrs. McClister and the girls team. And I thank the coaches and the team for allowing me to be a part of their team. So give it up one more time.
Alright, so Coach Anthony was not able to be here, but he did pre-record a video for the intramural champions and their names. We're going to go ahead and play that right now.
Hey guys, it's Coach Anthony here, intramural basketball for Fighting Irish. I also was the assistant coach for JV basketball and football this season, but you guys know that I had the majority of my success in basketball, partially because of what I bring, but more so because I had a group of guys that not only wanted to win and hold a championship up, but they wanted to win for each other. Let's give a round of applause to the Fighting Irish. I really stepped into the video because I wanted to be the one to give out these awards and highlight the guys that I was most proud of this season. You know, basketball is a game of runs, and you hear that all the time. If you look at what we did during the regular season until what we did through the playoffs, you know that. We just went on a run. I also think basketball is a mental game more than a physical game. Once a shot goes up, you have to sit there and watch it make or miss, and if it misses, you have no time to figure out what you didn't want. It also takes a strong mentality to give yourself up for your team. You have to be the guy who feeds the hot hand. Everyone wants their highlight tape nowadays. Everyone is playing like they can just put a team on their back, and that's just not realistic. Even the best players in the NBA rely on their role players. I'm a Thunder fan. I saw Aaron Gordon hit 3 game winners in the playoffs, and they have Nikola Jokic. When Wesley went down before the playoffs started, we easily could have given up. We had every excuse to. We lost our best scorer and our best defender, but that just was not what our players wanted to do, and for sure not what I wanted to do as their coach. These guys rallied around Wesley, and we went on a run that felt like a March Madness run. I wanted our Coaches Award winner to be someone who represented the story of our season: resiliency, being able to step up when we needed it, and being adaptable. I think all our players defined that this season, but no one more than Josiah Calla. The shot was not falling, and that was the value he brought to this team this time. But mentally, Calla never checked out, and he brought that energy to the defensive end. I kept telling him, once your shot falls, we're going to be unbeatable. Cal picked the perfect time to let a shot fall when we matched up with an undefeated team in the championship. I think the lesson we got from this season is don't let anyone tear you down. Only you can control how you feel. And once you understand that, nothing can get in your head. I think Callow hit like 6 threes in that game, and as a coach I couldn't be more proud because he went out there and proved to himself that he could do it. We proved we could do it as a team despite the adversity. Now for the MVP award. This award was a tough one for me as a coach to give out. I do feel like our team developed into an all-around unit by the end of the year. But we needed that on-the-court leader. There's no better leader than the big man in the zone, so I want to give our MVP to Pano. Holding down our defense. When someone was down on themselves during the season, Panos was the one to pick them up. He always had something to say at every huddle and had a huge second half in both of the playoff games we played. Everyone wants to be a three-point shooter nowadays, but a shooter can't get a good shot without a big man to draw attention in the paint. And Panos did that at an elite level. I want to thank my team again for being so coachable, and I also want to thank all the parents for allowing me to coach their kids. I know you may look at the sideline and see a lot of antics going on, but I do not think that a kid can grow or develop as an athlete if they're not confident in what they're doing. And I think it is hard for them to learn confidence if they're not having, I'm reading like a third grader, man. All the parents who are going to coach their kids this season. I know you may look at the sidelines and think, oh, there's a lot of antics going on, but I don't think a kid can develop as a player if they're not confident, and I don't think they can develop that confidence they're not having fun during the season. Thank you all once again. Let's go Notre Dame.
We're going to invite the entire boys basketball program to come up here. So if you play boys basketball, Mr. Rand is going to distribute and call up coaches that helped out during the intramural season and also the select season. So Mr. Rand.
So I would like to also call up Coach Gary McClister, please. Alright, so we're going to start with the intramural awards for basketball. Yep. And I was privileged to be able to coach the North Carolina Tar Heels. And my MVP for our team is Chris Shue. Chris is a very fun basketball player to coach. He plays with an unmatched amount of energy, and he was consistently a top scorer for us, a leader in rebounds, and was always changing shots because of his leaping ability. He handled the ball, he played up top, he posted up down low, he made an overall impact on our games and our team's success throughout the season. Chris even made it a point to be a hype man for the other teams as he announced their games when he wasn't even playing. So Chris, congratulations on your MVP award. And my coach's award goes to Ethan Foss.
Yeah, you did!
Is not by nature a basketball player, but he is hands down a vocal leader and someone that others listen to. He understood what we were trying to run on offense and was great at telling the other guys where to be and even when they needed to cut. And he was definitely a coach on the floor for our team, and he wanted the team to have a great season. He worked incredibly hard at improving his jump shot and being able to take the ball to the basket, and just loved having him on the team. So congratulations, Ethan. And now Coach McClister to be able to give out his intramural team awards.
Good evening. So first we'll start with the Coach's Award. So I've been here done is I've never asked for an athlete to be on my team. Whoever Mr. Ross and Mr. Investigator gives me, I've taken those kids on with a challenge and play. But this young man, I've been watching him play. I've had the opportunity to coach him in the past, and the one thing I asked for this year was for this young man to be on my team. Reason being is because when we started, very timid, never played basketball before, was still trying to find his way. And over the years of watching him play other sports as well as basketball, I noticed he really started coming into his own. And one of the last games that we had of the season, this young man went from not wanting to be on the floor to asking for the ball. Not only asking for the ball, but putting in baskets, crucial baskets when we needed them. Just an all-around great kid, an all-around competitor. I think he's really coming into his own, and I'll be interested to see what he does as time goes on. So my coach's award this year goes to Ethan Montana. So the competitor in me would obviously tell you that it was a disappointing season. I don't like to lose. Everybody here probably should know that already. So this was a very difficult season for me. It was very challenging, but I am proud to say that during intramural, all of these young men have played great, and that's why it makes it competitive, and it's not a walk through the park anymore. All these young men are going to be able to go on and play any sport they choose to and succeed. It's very clear. So that was very difficult for one of our players, but again, he kept showing up. He kept taking on the load of scoring, trying to play defense, trying to do everything that he could. He just continued to impress me with his tenacity, continued to impress me with his drive to push his team not only to win, but push himself to set the standard for his team. So that way, or for that, my MVP goes to Paxton McClister.
Go back!
And now, just to recognize the JV Select players. Last year, we went 1-4, and this year we went 4-1. We went from having just 5 players to having 12 players. And a big part of that roster was made up of 4th graders who I could see them out at recess every day just totally going after each other on the court. And I was like, they need to play. They need to be part of this. And so they came out and contributed to the team in a huge way. And obviously turned things around for us. And I can't wait to work with them again. In fact, it'll start sometime in July when you guys all show up in really good shape for basketball camp. Okay, so we're gonna get it going, and we're gonna have another amazing season next year. So I only have 2 awards that I'm gonna give out tonight, and the first one is for the MVP, and I want to give that out to Ezra Simwazi. For a second, Jake. I didn't tell the other guys they need to stand next to me while I talk about it, but I'm going to tell you. Ezra, you are an all-around player, sir. You are an all-around player. You run the floor, you rebound, you play defense, you get in the passing lane, and you were able to finish on the end of so many different run-out fast breaks this year, and it's because you never stopped moving. You're a great communicator, and you always kept things positive, never too serious with your teammates. And you really thrived this year, sir, in the role of being one of the older players on the team with quite a few younger guys, obviously. You were an amazing leader for us, so congratulations on your award. The Most Improved Award. I felt that it was necessary to do this title for this player, and I'm giving this to Kenny Simmers. breakout season for us. He made incredible strides from his 5th grade season to his 6th grade year. You know, there was one thing that I told him at the beginning. I was like, you're still going to be playing, you know, down low. I don't want you to leave the paint, and if we give you the ball, you need to make sure that you give it up too. And he made it a goal of his to be a good teammate, a good passer, and you know, he played incredibly strong down low. He figured out that his greatest strength is his height, is his reach, and he used them both to the fullest to change several shots and to get several second shots off of offensive rebounds throughout the season. And you know, the exciting thing is that he's only going to get taller. He's only going to get stronger. He's going to be doing like 100 push-ups a day, and hopefully he'll be as tall as his dad by the time he's about 13. Kenny, you had an amazing season, and I can't wait to do it again next year. Congratulations on you. Thank you to all my other JV select players. You guys, I love you guys, and can't wait for you guys to be part of the season again next year too. So we're going to give the mic back to Coach McClister.
All right, so I could probably go on for days. I won't, but I probably could go on days for this group of young men. They're incredible. That's the only word that comes to mind is how incredible each and every one of them are. So, before we get into the awards, I just wanted to say a couple things about some of the players. First, I'd like to speak with Braden Nevesky. He's a 7th grader in the mix with all the 8th graders. Very tough to compete. They didn't give him an inch, but he took his inch and more. He definitely strived. He wanted his playing time. He got his playing time. He just continually kept impressing me. Every practice, every game. Great, this is what I need. Get in there, get this done. Done. Got it done. Every time. I'd ask him to do more. Did more. As a coach, when you have a player like that who's just selfless, goes out there and does everything you need him to do. Hey, dive after the balls. We need a loose ball. Got it. Every single time. I just couldn't tell you how many times it was. I looked down the bench, see Braden, just flat out, I know I got this because I got this kid sitting right next to me, ready to go in and make a change. So I wanted to acknowledge Braden. Let's give Braden a hand. Great job. There's a lot of kids on this team. Chris, Isaac, all of them, each one of them brought something special. Every game that we played, one of them would just have a phenomenal game, whether it be scoring, rebounding, defense, whatever the case may be. Each one of the kids on this team did a phenomenal job all season long. We didn't finish the way we intended to finish. We started off with a bang, and we kind of slowed down towards the end, and for that, there were some coaching mistakes. I probably should have done a couple different things differently. I wish I would have. You always wish you would when you lose. You don't when you win. But with that being said, at the end of the season, I kind of felt like I let the kids down. And I only bring this up to let you guys know that this team had 2 practices. And those practices were outside, very difficult to have the practices. And we took them to a AAU silver bracket just to let them see where they stand for the coming years. We didn't just go there and compete, but we went there and we won. And we made a name for ourselves. Coaches were coming up to me saying, hey, where do you guys play? We play outside. What school do you guys go to? Go to Loving City. It's a small school. Oh, you guys are a travel team? No, we just showed up just to see where we're at. We put our kids on the map. When we walked out, when we walked out. So for the awards, I just wanted to mention that because I felt like that was pretty important. So this next young man for the Coaches Award, Avadis. is real simple. Avadis didn't want to play basketball. Didn't want to play at all. I had to catch him at Andy's Burger. Hey, Avadis, can I talk to you for a second? Sure, what's going on? I need you on my team, man. I see what you're doing on football. I see how fast you are. I need you on my team. It's bottom line. I'm not going to take no for an answer, plus I called your dad. So, Avadis is kind of like, well, Coach, you know, it's not really my thing. I said, dude, you don't have to do anything but do what you love best, and that's just being a pest. Get out there, play hard-nosed defense, run around, cause havoc, do your thing. And he did his thing. Wasn't always the easiest, but every time he showed up, he was ready to go, and he created havoc for every team he played. And for that, I just want to say thank you, Coach Stewart. So my MVP. So MVPs are kind of tricky. It's real easy to look at an MVP and go, well, he scored 30 a game, got 20 rebounds a game, probably had 6 steals a game. He's the best player on the team. That's still the case with this young man. But I'm giving him the MVP for something different. Playing through the season, and I've had him for a couple of years now, been trying to crack through the shell with him and try and get him to understand that if I'm the coach on the sideline, you're the coach on the floor. The ball is in your hand, you're controlling everything, you're dictating the pace that we play on offense and defense. You basically are the coach on the floor, and I expect nothing less from you. Very difficult when you're telling a 6th grader that. Doesn't understand that. Kept at it, kept giving him more and more and more, challenging him more and more and more. I need more, I need more, I need more. This year, he gave me more. He gave all of us more. He set the tone. Set the tone every single game. If we were winning by 30, you'd think we were losing by 30. If we were losing, he would come to the huddle and he would call guys out, hey, you're not giving your all. If I'm out there giving 150, you got to give 150. As a coach, I can just sit down because there he goes. He's doing his thing. And that's what you want. Unfortunately, coming into the championship game, just to show you guys how valuable this young man is, coming into the championship game, I believe it was the night before, a couple nights before, he rolled his ankle. He's out. He's not going to play. All right, I've got a good team, but you don't replace somebody like that. Not in a win. You ask your guys to step up, you ask them to play hard, but you're not replacing a guy like this. So I'm stressed because it's our time to win. I get a text from his dad, trying to mend him, trying to get him back in the game. Okay, ankle roll, probably not. Next day goes by, how's he doing? He's doing all right, but still got a long ways to go. The night before, 10 o'clock at night, just to show you the character of this young man. Outside, shooting baskets, trying to make a go of it. Impressive. Comes to the game, me and Brian talked about it. We're going to put him in, we're going to give him a go, but we have to be, as parents, as coaches, we have to be cautious with the young man. He's got a future ahead of him, definitely. So we have to be cautious. We're doing pretty good in the game. He comes in the game, we finally decide to put him into the game because he's going crazy on the bench because he wants to get in. We get him in, and he does everything he's always done. A little bit slower, has a hobble, but he's doing it. Problem is that we can tell that his ankle is not doing so well. And now there's concern. We're winning. We're winning. But now we start looking at it like, what if he rolls it and makes it worse? He's got volleyball coming up. He's got high school coming up. As a parent, you got to protect him. As a coach, you got to protect him. I think we're good. We pull him out of the game. I don't want to come out of the game, coach. I know. Gotta take it out, man. Big mistake. We take a player like that out, we lose. We lost the game. I regret taking him out, but he's just an invaluable kid, an incredible young man. Couldn't be prouder of him. Coach on my floor. MVP, Russell Wilson.
Guys, thank you for your hard work. Basketball season was a joy. Go through the season. All right, guys. Can we have?
Hey guys, it's Coach A.
They get it now.
Assistant coach for JV basketball and football this season. But you guys know that I had the majority of my success in basketball, partially because of what I bring. They weren't so good for each other. Let's give them a round of applause. Hey guys, it's Coach A.
One more time.
All right. Can we have all of our JV intramural volleyball players to the stage, please? All right. We're gonna go ahead and start by recognizing our league champions, the Duke Blue Devils. We had games going on 3 volleyball courts, and this was the first time that we ever had this type of thing going on with intramurals too. And believe me, those games were competitive. There were only 3 teams this year, but they played hard against each other, and the Duke Blue Devils pulled it out. And so we have 2 players that we want to recognize for their team. And we're going to go ahead and start with the Coaches Award. And this goes to Presley Lycon. Presley, you were a strong leader on this team this season, keeping the team locked in. You continue to have a strong impact on the offense, and your setting continued to improve from select season. You were often using your back sets, and that was definitely something that was to the team's advantage. And you even started to try and use a little dunk here and there, and that was so fun to watch. You and Ezra really worked well together. Congratulations on your career. The MVP for the Duke Blue Devils, Ezra Sumanti. Ezra, you were called upon to be a really strong player for your team. You were a strong server, passer, setter, and also someone who could even hit pipe occasionally. Ezra, you move around the court in a very easy fashion, and that allows you to make several point-saving plays, and that ultimately helped your team to end up being the champions. So congratulations on your MVP. All right, now to recognize the USC Trojans. I think this team really had to come together as a unit, because there were games where they were even playing with just 4 players on the court and still trying their hardest to compete. And so the two awards that I want to give out tonight are first to the Coaches Award. That is going to be Zach Foss. Zach kept him fired up with his energy. Zach worked on and developed a powerful overhand serve that showed up in a big way during their playoff game. Zach was able to help his team go to 3 sets before coming up short in the 3rd set. Zach always pays close attention in practice, and that makes him very easy to coach. And it also ensures that his improvement will always be significant, and that served his team very well. So Zach, congratulations on your leadership. And the MVP for the USC Trojans, Abby Cameron. You played a significant role for your team. You were a dependable passer. There was never a ball that was out of play for you. You could be seen going after any ball so that it wouldn't drop without at least an attempt at a touch. You made it your goal to be able to work with and coach up other players on your team. You were a strong server. You played really hard during the playoffs, and you brought your teammates with you. You played your best volleyball against Hawaii in the playoffs. Congratulations on your role. All right, and now to the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. The Coaches Award is going to go to Kenny Simmers. Kenny provided strong play at the net this season, and he's getting his swing down, and he showed a lot of improvement with his ability to block and change things for opposing hitters at the net. Kenny has a work ethic that is going to ensure that he plays a big role for the boys volleyball program next year. The MVP for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors goes to Bryn Mall. Continued her strong improvement from the select volleyball season, and she once again led her team with strong serving and passing. She did a lot to help the development of players on her team that were new to the game by spending time with them during recesses and practices, and that meant a lot to their overall improvement. So Bryn, congratulations on your award. Thank you.
All right, good job, guys. I hope to see all you guys. Ladies, I hope to see you at tryouts in August. Give it up for our JV instrumental. Okay, so time for my favorite season of the year. Intramural volleyball is just a great atmosphere on campus. I was excited and anxious about this intramural season. I was excited because I knew we had a lot of high-level volleyball that's about to be played. We had just so many people in clubs, so many people in select teams. It was going to be a great season. But I was anxious because it was going to be my last time coaching a lot of you guys. So I had fun this year. It was great to go out on a bang. And you know, like I said, there's no crack on the yacht, and we were definitely rocking on the yacht when we were playing intramural volleyball. I was actually, Miss McClister over there was actually sending me videos of the volleyball back when these kids were in 5th grade, and it was our first year doing it, and man, they were awful. Like, it was insane. Like, you know, you had kids that serving under the net. I mean, I'll tell you right now, watching those videos that Mr. McClister sent me, our intramural teams, the JV ones, would have beaten up on our varsity level intramural teams 5 years ago. So I think it's just a testament to where this program's gone. Like I said earlier, it's a lifeblood here in volleyball, and not only the girls but the guys too. So it's gonna get crowded up here. So should I have all you guys come with me, Brian? Yeah. So now, by team, all right, I'm just gonna call the Nebraska Cornhuskers up here. I'm out of order. I put them in the wrong order. The Wildcats, champions, get up here, Wildcats. All right, this is was, well, Ethan Foss is on it, and it was really funny to watch him as a leader develop into, well, you know, he's a really good volleyball player, and you know, it was funny because his teammates here, you know, specifically Amanda and Kaylin over there, they'd come up to me and be like, "Is Ethan mad at me?" I'm like, no, he's not mad at you. He's just really, he's intense and he holds kids to a high standard. And I think there were times where people might have been afraid of you, but you know, it wasn't because you were trying to be mean. It was because you just have a competitive fire in you. And you know, it's cool to see how far you've come. And you dominated this league, and you deserve every ounce of the MVP award of the championship Wildcats. Next up is our Coaches Award. It's going to go to somebody that fell in love with volleyball in 5th grade, played for our club last year, and is a quiet personality unless she's in math class and she's going to talk really loud when I'm teaching. But someone who has picked up a lot of velocity on her serve and can play oppo, middle, outside, play a little bit of back row, libero. A true Swiss Army knife, and was able to come into her own this intramural season. So the Coach Award goes to Lilliette Yellen. Can I have the UCLA Bruins? All right. So my Coach's Award goes to somebody that is tall, and she came into math class back in August and said, "Hey, Mr. Ross, do you guys have volleyball on campus?" I go, "Yeah, we're in the middle of our season." She goes, "Oh, more tryouts." I go, "You missed them." And she was like, "Oh, darn it, do you have any more?" And I was like, "Yes, we have more. We have more coming up." I go, "We run a club out of the school." I go, "You should show up to that." She goes, "Well, I never played before." I said, "Don't worry." We'll get you right, we'll get you right. And she was like, "Are you sure?" I've never hit, never served, never passed. I said, "Don't worry, just show up, just show up, just show up." She goes, "I don't know if I'm gonna make the team." I go, "Just show up, that's all you gotta do." This is someone that really came into her own, and it was really fun to watch because I mean, you know, the guys pride themselves on being a little more athletic than the girls, and I will never forget, she was learning how to block, and Isaac goes up, Paxton goes up, and both of you guys, so this is not a one or the other. We're at practice, and both of them go up, and they try to hit as hard as they can, and right off of her hands, and it just falls down to the ground, and she picks up a block, and then continue to pick up a bunch of blocks throughout the club season, intramural season, and showed two really good middles right here how to play the position. So the Coach's Award goes to Mary Wang. The MVP up here knows who he is because he is probably one of the best passers at this school, and that is a powerful statement because I mean. Right here are some amazing volleyball players, and this kid has always had really good spatial awareness. You don't look at the kid and go, "Oh, volleyball." You don't think that. But this kid fell in love with the sport back in 5th grade, and backstory on this kid. I was trying to recruit him to the club team. He wasn't on the first year. He ended up playing this year, and I was, talking to his mom, talking to his dad, and his parents were going back and forth about it. And there's a poker tournament last year, right? And there was a cash prize, and Alex comes to me and he whispers in my ear. He says, "My dad says that if he wins, I'll play club." So, naturally, I'm trying to stack the deck, right? We'll go give him an extra chance. But no, he ends up. His dad ends up winning the poker tournament. It was an honest win. It was an honest win, I promise. And I show up the next day and I go, "Guess who won?" And he was like, "No way!" And he was super excited. And every year he's won an award for being a libero, and he's going to continue that trend today. So my MVP goes to Alex George. Long Beach State. Man. Alright, so this was a fun team because every year we put together rosters and have some of the older kids come in and take a look at them, and everyone looked at this roster and was like, like, Ross, that's not fair, right? What are you doing, right? You got a bunch of kids on that team that play club, that are just really athletic, and then they slumped in the middle of the year, right? They started off our preseason tournament, they came in, I think, second place in their preseason tournament, and then they went on a little losing streak, and they found themselves in the bottom of the bracket. And what I think was really impressive about this team was you had two individuals on that team that didn't give up. Right, I think naturally, you have a team that is losing and you just want to kind of give up and you kind of want to fold over. And these two people didn't. They were coming to me with so many questions about, like, well, what rotation should we run? What do you think about this against this team? What do you think about this against that team? And they ended up playing a very impressive playoff game. They found their form again in the last game of the season, and they took the number one ranked team, the number one seed, to a second set that ended up finishing 26-24. Somewhat controversial, but we don't have to go into that. I don't know who was right from that game. He must have been a little off that day. But my coach award is going to go to someone who was a leader on that team, who was nothing but encouraging. Never put her head down, never complained, and it was just always something that was very positive. And I saw a lot of growth in this person from 6th grade to now. And my coach award goes to Giselle and Jim. My MVP goes to somebody that's not scared of diving on the blue top. Someone that took over a leadership position that I hadn't seen in her before. This is somebody that, before kind of took a back seat in terms of leadership, kind of kept quiet, was cool, kind of collected, took that from the other sports that she played where, you had to be calm or you weren't going to perform. And in great fashion, never gave up on her team and was constantly in my classroom asking me about rotations, what do you think about this, what do you think about that. And was the reason why this team got in their groove again, and was the reason why they became a very good team towards the end of the year. So my MVP goes to my first libero, Sydney Harris.
Yeah!
Running out of time here. Okay. Let's go to Nebraska. Head on. All right, so really fun team to watch. Battle with injury, right? I was going out with a broken foot. And my coach's award goes to somebody that just loves volleyball, wears it on her sleeve, has it in her heart, and was unbelievably committed to making this team successful, getting on players for, just not giving their all, and had a great personality to be around on that team. I think was the glue, absolutely, and they were able to steal some sets and win some games off some good teams. And it was because of my coach's award recipient, Sophia Hurtado. Play club, but could absolutely have, or if you didn't watch him play, you would have thought, okay, he's probably played some sort of club volleyball somewhere. Another great personality that comboed very well with Sophia. Someone that was a leader, that was able to take kids under his wing. He would come into class and ask questions not about volleyball, but like, hey, how do I lead this team to get out of our funk? And I think that is MVP caliber mentality, and someone that also is very talented. So my MVP goes to Wise. All right, so my Notre Dame, get up here. Just probably led the league in kills. Just so solid as a volleyball player. And he almost didn't play. Showed up tryouts, and I was like, where is he? And his friends were like, I don't know, he's playing video games. His mom calls him and he says, hey, Ross is asking where you are. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll come. And so he shows up halfway through tryouts, and tryouts was a formality at that point. I knew he was going to be on the team. I knew who my team was. And so he did lead the league in kills. I think he also did lead his club team in kills, and so my MVP goes to Isaac Tamron. All right, so my coach's award, I'm just going to call you up here, Zoe. You're going to get this coach's award, so come up here. Zoe, this award represents so much more than your ability to play volleyball. This represents everything you've had to go through, right? So I'm going to take some time with this award, and I'm going to probably cry, so bear with me. All right. So, yeah, whatever. Okay, in 5th grade, I watched you fall into the sport. You played intramural with some of your friends. Wasn't on a very good team, but Mr. and I were trying to recruit our next year's select team, knowing that we're going to play some schools again. And I was like, okay, I want you, and I tried to convince some of your friends to try, which they ended up doing. And then 6th grade, you helped us along with some of your friends, and we went 7-1. That was one of my favorite teams to coach ever. We came in 2nd place, but I think you guys created a culture of success, and it wasn't because we came in 1st place, but it was because you guys were willing to get our butts beat by St. Mark's and come back even stronger. And I attribute the culture to your group of friends that did that. And so in 7th grade, you showed up again with your friends, and you guys led our team to our school's first ever undefeated league championship. And that was a really fun season to be a part of, a season that you got to lead. And like I said, you guys established culture, because when you guys played in 6th grade, you played on a team with a bunch of 8th graders that were leaving next year. So, they have nothing to do with the culture. You guys established it and grew with it. So in the coming months, I knew that I had to do something for you guys, because the girls that we had just sent off to high school, none of them made a high school roster. And so I was like, okay, I have to change, right? If I want different results, I have to do something different. And my idea was, hey, let's start a club. So Coach Schultz and I started a club, and I told 4 girls, and I was like, hey, I'm doing this for you guys. The boys weren't even a thought at that point. I was just going to have one team, and I was like, Sophia, Cindy, Giselle, Zoe, those that were in the program that were in 7th grade at the time, I said, I want to do a club team for you guys, because I knew if you guys don't get the reps, if you're not playing all year, you're not going to make a roster. And Sophia got an excellent offer at Ignite. Giselle and Zoe joined on the club, and Cindy went to go play soccer, which she's excellent at. And so you were a part of the club team, and it was really here where I came to appreciate you as a leader. You built that culture. You know how much the club means to me, and if it wasn't for you and a couple other of your classmates in that club, what it is now does not exist. And you allowed me to be really tough on you, tougher than I should have been. You had the highest level of accountability. You were able to get on people in a positive way. You made people feel important. You knew what I was thinking before I even said it. And guys like you, Foss, West Seventies, those guys, you guys built the club, and it was really fun, because you and Giselle got to be the older kids on that team, and you were just a leader that I held to, I still hold to a very high regard. And then you break both your fingers and you lose that season, and well, yeah, you're laughing now, but we come back in 8th grade, and you're on a select team, and we both had conversations about hey, we want you to have a great season, we want you to do well, and you tear your Achilles, and yeah, and look, I know, everyone has injuries, right? But it wasn't just the injuries that got you. I know you had a really tough fall, and the Achilles didn't help with that, and it just wasn't fair, because your leadership meant the world to me, and I just thought it wasn't fair that you had to go through an injury and then another injury to sideline you, and the day that I told you I didn't have a club spot for you, that I was sizing down and going to 13U, I obviously cried. You were there, and I just thought it wasn't fair to you. As a coach, I appreciate everything you did, and you were really close to quitting, and I know you were going through a really tough time with the injury and just what it does to you mentally. And then we talked, like I went through a very similar situation when I was in high school my senior year, so I knew exactly what you were feeling, and you never admitted, but I knew what was going on in your head because it went through my head when I was 17. And I was 17, you were 13, so a lot different. And I apologize, one, for being so mean to you, trying to get you to play, because I knew you were going to quit, and I couldn't let you do that, because you meant a lot to me. You meant a lot to the program. I'm sorry. And so, I'm really proud of you for facing your fears. So this award doesn't represent your talent in volleyball. Your talent in volleyball. The award represents your ability to face adversity, overcoming self-doubt, and your willingness to get up when life knocks you down. So I appreciate you, and I thank you, and I hope that you heal from those injuries and you go on to have a high school career. So thank you so much for doing it. We're going to move on. All right, so next up, I would like to recognize our boys volleyball league championship because this tournament happened really special to me. I told Mr. N back when we first did it before COVID, like 2018. I said, "Hey, do you have a boys volleyball program?" He said, "Yeah, we do. There's a tournament." We signed up. We got our butts kicked, and wasn't fun. Then the next year we're going to do it again. Then we had COVID, and then fast forward to this year we host a tournament. And I think this year was very special to me because I actually felt bad. I felt bad. I told Mr. and I told some of the kids, I go, I feel bad inviting these teams here to just wallop on them. I said, it's not fair. I've always been the coach that the kids would describe as a bit arrogant. I'm going to go into a gym, and I don't care if we lose by 20 or we win by 30. We're going to go in there. We're going to try to beat the snot out of you, and if we do, great. If we don't, shake your hand, say good game. So I talked to some of the boys, and it was actually Albert East and Sam. I said, I feel bad. And they said, why? They said, this is the program that we built. We practice more. We choose to get better. We acknowledge our mistakes. Why should you feel bad over making a choice to be excellent? And I said, you know what, you're right. You guys are right. Let's go and win some games. And, we had always been chasing St. Mark's for so long, and for the first time I didn't feel like I was chasing them. I felt like I kind of pitied them because, as a coach, you want to spread the joy that comes with sports, and, we may not necessarily agree on how we do that in some schools in the league, and so I thought it was a very humbling experience, this championship. It ended up being two of our boys' teams. I'm just going to invite one of you to come up here because this kid was an absolute just rock of this team. Even Fox can get this award. Mr. Nalian and Coach Quintanilla up here. They're going to distribute the track and field awards.
Everyone, thanks for being here. I want to go ahead and invite all my track athletes up to the stage, please. All my track athletes. So before I begin, I want to give a big thanks to Coach Chris. He's been a godsend to the program. He's been amazing. His energy's been great. His positivity. He's been a great asset in terms of his jumping abilities, teaching our athletes. I just want to give a big hand for him. He's been amazing. Thank you again, because track's painful. You come to practice, you're going to be in pain. There's going to be some suffering. There's going to be some tears. That just means you're developing character. That's my quote for the whole entire season, is build some character. We're running sprint drills, we're running circuits, they're doing air squats, flutter kicks, more sprints, but yet they keep going and going and going. They're putting in that effort, putting in that work, and that's something I really admire. And again, just thank you guys for just being phenomenal. I do have some awards I would like to give out. So I do have 2 MVPs and 1 coach's award. We go ahead and give the coach's award first. So the Coaches Award to me is an athlete who puts in the effort, and this particular one, it's her first year doing track and field. She's in 5th grade, and she comes to practice every single day. She tries so hard. She has so much dedication that some last practice we had, she was in pain. She was running, she was tearing up. I had to sit her down because she just couldn't endure it, but she still wanted to go and go and go. And that dedication, it's hard to find. Someone who just has that drive. And this person for Coaches Award is going to be Vera Wagner. It was tough. Like, they all put in work, they all put in effort, they all came to practice and were committed, but it's just hard to find those. I want to go on maybe, but these two particular athletes really stood out to me. My first athlete, she's been in the program for 2 years. She goes above and beyond. She will literally punch above her weight. She's in 7th grade, but she was running the 8th grade relay, doing 8th grade jumps, 8th grade sprint. She goes above and beyond. And she was anxious, she was nervous, but yet she still did it. She still did something that made her uncomfortable. And that's what I admire, that she put herself in somewhere that's uncomfortable and still achieved, still got first place, and still was a great asset to this team. This person is Samantha Elmson. MVP award I have. This student, it was her first year doing track and field, and she just has raw talent. She has pure speed. She explodes off the starting line. She drives herself all the way from the 0 meter mark all the way to the 100, to the 200. She has just raw talent, raw speed that's really hard to find. If she continues like this all the way to high school, she'll easily be MVP. She'll easily go places. And this person is Tanner Thomas. You've been such an asset. I've been very blessed to coach everyone. You guys can have a seat. Thank you so much.
All right, and I just want to point out for that track team too. But Neil, in your first year, how many people played? Maybe like 8. It was like 10 people played at his first season 3 years ago, and he's grown this program. And we go and we compete at a high level, man, and it's just, before track was just something, it was kind of an afterthought. Oh, we do the league at the end of the year, everyone goes and wears their repeat uniforms. But now you've taken this track program and you've excelled and you've pursued excellence. So it's great. Can I have the 8th grade come on up here? We're going to recognize everyone, because I want to recognize a handful of you guys, not all you guys, but I want to also talk to you guys as a class. Yes. Every year we give out an endurance award, and that award goes to people that play 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And, we've never given out more than, I think, 4 of these, and as you can see, I have, 10 or 12. So our endurance award, it acknowledges commitment to the program, and I think that I attribute being able to teach you guys in 5th grade and recruit you guys at a very young age. And a lot of you guys bought into this program, and we had so many awards. We have so many undefeated league championships. This team, I believe, won 6 league titles in their 3 years playing. 3 years. They didn't get 5th grade, so they started the intramural program. They bought into everything that I had to say as a coach, as a teacher, as a mentor. They won their 6 league titles. They had, I think, 3 second-place finishes in league, and everything that I have in athletics, I owe to every single one of these kids here. This is the program. This is why I do it. Out to a couple of individuals. First up's going to be Wise Name. Paxton McClister. Isaac Tanner. Weston Wu. Panos Trifonamos. Furtado. Alex Chargeur. Ethan Foss. Chris Shue. Sydney Harris. Last but not least, Sophia Hurtado. So, everybody that I just named up here played sports, whether it was football, volleyball, basketball, all 4 years, at least one of them, and man, it's been such a fun ride. You guys know I love you guys, and I've had an incredible last year with you guys. I had high hopes for this season, and you guys didn't disappoint. Thank you for everything you guys have done for me in the program. One more time for our endurance. All right. All right, one more Sid Watson. I'm so sorry, Sid. That is my fault, Sid. I'm sorry, I apologize. We will get you an endurance award before we get back from DC. Shout out Sid Watson for playing 6 hours. So now, the moment that everyone's been waiting for, our athlete and scholar athlete of the year awards. We're going to start with the female athlete of the year. It's going to be 2 individuals that, one, I've coached for a long time. And I'm just going to do this actually, because I was playing around. And so I'm going to announce it and then talk to them. So we're going to do that. Yeah. This. Yeah, absolutely. Miss O'Hawk's going to hand you a bouquet. Okay, for Sydney. There you go. Okay, Lonnie. There you go. Go grab your bouquet. So I'm going to start with Sydney Harris. Sydney Harris, you are this school's first libero. You are my first libero. And you wore the jersey proud. You're a phenomenal athlete and an excellent volleyball player, and a part of me wants to take credit for how you turned out as a volleyball player, but it wasn't me. It was your mentality, your focus, your determination, your grit. These are all qualities that you instilled in yourself, and I got to benefit from the last 4 years. So first, I want to tell you thank you for skipping soccer practice all those times to join us for our select team. We really needed you. Although I don't think it was much of a I don't think it was a tough decision choosing sprints at practice or playing volleyball. What do you think? No, not really. Kind of. All right. Well, if it was me, I hated running as an athlete, so I would definitely choose to play volleyball, and I'm glad you did. And specifically, the game against St. Mark's. Your 7th grade season and your 3 years, I don't think I've ever been more glad to have anybody on my team than when we played St. Mark's your 7th grade season. Sydney Harris was on my volleyball team in 6th grade and 5th grade, but in 6th grade we went 7-1 and she earned herself a libero spot in 6th grade. We went into St. Mark's and we got our butts kicked 25-2. And we ended up winning the next 7 games. The next year, we had already beat St. Mark's 8th grade, and we went into St. Mark's 7th grade. We went to their gym, and we wanted a 2-0 sweep of St. Mark's, and I thought we were going to get it. And we walked in, and I was like, oh, we have a dogfight on our hands. And I looked at you, and I looked at the other girls in your class, and I was like, hey, we got to get locked in. We got to get Doug. Because they had a good hitter on their team. They ran a decent offense. I knew that it wasn't going to be a walk in the park, even though it was their 7th grade team. So we walk into that gym, and you pick up a number of digs, and you frustrated a really good outside hitter. And I was watching the video back again, and I was going absolutely berserk on the sideline. And I had never been more proud of you in that moment. And I think if I had to identify one moment that really stood out that entire season was your ability to play libero, and you did the same thing this year. You're going to be an absolutely phenomenal athlete. I coached you for 7 seasons. I've taught and coached you for 4 years. Naturally, I don't want to see you leave Sydney, but I know that Western Christian is going to get not only a phenomenal athlete, but an awesome person. So give it for Sydney Harris. Unlike Sydney, who played all 4 years, you're new to the school. And you transferred here in your 8th grade year, and the first day I met you, what was the first thing I asked you? If you played any sports, right? I was in a cut shirt, my room was messy, but my room was always messy, so what does it matter, right? I was setting up for the year, and Mrs. Ward walked you and introduced you to me. We had a conversation, and you didn't play volleyball, broke my heart. You said you played basketball, and I think I explained to you that we didn't have a basketball program, and I talked to Mr. M the next day because not only you, but also Sherry in here wanted to play basketball. And I said, Brian, if we want to be a real athletics program, we need to enhance our girls program, and we needed girls basketball. So we went back and forth about how we were going to do that. And I'm so glad that Mrs. McClister, Mrs. Ward, your dad was able to put together really a large girls basketball team. We had no idea we were going to get so much interest, and it was just an absolute privilege to watch you play. You were a leader of that program. You went in there with the most positive attitude. Your presence caught the program's attention of every coach and every player. And though the season didn't end the way you guys wanted to end, that last game was probably the most exciting game I have ever been able to watch. Mr. You probably test this. I have never watched an overtime buzzer beater win in our program's history. So that was amazing that you got to be a part, that you got to lead. We got into the spring seasons, and you were going to play track, and you went back and forth about playing volleyball, and you didn't know if you were going to play volleyball, and you decided to, and you were really anxious about it, and I said, I'll put you on a team with Ethan over there, and I said, I'll get you right. And you took a leap of faith at a sport that you haven't played before, and I think you became a great player. You were out living Xavier for a short 8 months. You entered into a class of leaders who were highly competitive, and they held our program's culture to a very high standard. Not only did you come in and assimilate to the program, but you enhanced it and you made it better. You have a heart of gold. You have a never give up mentality, for which, the reason why you get this award is because you came in and you added value to our program. You grew the program in ways I didn't think could even grow anymore. So that speaks volume about your character, and that's why you've earned the award. Give it up for these 2 ladies. Next up for the Male Scholar Athlete of the Year Award. So that's going to be right there. That's the next one. All right. Oh, shoot. What? What's the what? Oh, yes, male. And then also are these Kaylani. I got to give this to you. Yeah, it's just the normal Athlete of the Year Award. And I'm going to do this little drum roll thing. This is kind of fun. So, let's get started. And then...
sorry.
But today you accomplished something that no one in this room can say for themselves, and you are not only the 2025 Male Scholar Athlete of the Year, but you're the back-to-back Scholar Athlete of the Year. So give it for Wesley. I'm sorry, Athlete of the Year. He went second Scholar. I'm sorry, Wesley. No, I'm sorry. Athlete of the Year. I want to share a story, Wesley, about you that I think just speaks volumes about your character. Remember in 6th grade, Wesley, what happened in 6th grade during the spring season? For volleyball, yeah. You didn't make the team. And Wesley, you remember the conversation we had? Okay, well, I'm going to remind you, you were begging me to consider you for this, the select team for volleyball, and I didn't add you. And we were walking onto the blue court as we were going out to practice, and we were having a conversation. And you asked, like, Ross, like, please let me out there, let me at least practice. Like I want to prove to you that I belong on the team. You said, and you asked, you said, why didn't I get on? I said, you want an answer? Honest answer? You said, yes, I want you to be honest. And I said, you weren't a good enough passer, and I really hurt you. I can see in your face that you got really quiet, and you didn't end up playing that year. And you fast forward to 7th grade, you were the kid that stayed after practice. You went home and got reps because it wasn't good enough to just be a part of the program. You wanted to prove me wrong. And Wesley, you helped me start a volleyball club. And you were a founding member of something I hold very close to my heart. You exude Loving Savior athletics. You had a conversation with me back in October, and everyone was club shopping, right? And everyone was going to the different tryouts. And you looked at me and you said, Ross, I just can't see myself playing for anyone else. And that meant a lot to me because the club means a lot to me, and the program means a lot to me, and your loyalty meant a lot to me. So when we received our club jerseys that year, he was so excited. Wesley, what'd you do? He wore it to the UCLA game, and he was rocking it. I'm sure one of your parents made you take it off because they had to wash it. You wouldn't take it off, and you were so excited. You ordered the Rose Bowl. We watched the UCLA football game and a volleyball jersey, and people were asking, like, hey, what kind of jersey is that? You were so proud to say, it's my club. It's service volleyball. My coach is over there, and we operated out of our school. You begged me to be a part of fundraisers. You and your dad run Boba. You did it twice this year. You have a first one in the gym, last one out mentality. Not only do you participate in the program at the highest level, but you have a passion for the program. You love the program. You are all in the program. You are steadfast. You are loyal. You learned a lot about the pressure of being perfect this year. You grew a lot this year. You were challenged mentally in ways that I don't think I've ever had an athlete be challenged before. You